Well, unlike most jobs where you make an hourly wage based on when you clock in and clock out, trucking is way different. To find out how, stick around and let's talk about it. Hi, and welcome back. I am Trainer Allen, your OTR truck driving instructor. And today we're talking about pay and how that all works because, unlike most jobs, trucking's a little bit different from how you get paid to what you get paid. Everything just kind of works out a little bit different than what you're probably used to. All right, first of all, we want to talk about your pay scale and more about how that pay is determined. There are different ways to be paid, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. This is so different than a regular job that it really makes explaining pay difficult at times because you can be paid by the mile, you can be paid percentage, you can be paid by the truckload. Then, of course, there's layover pay, there's breakdown pay. But what you're probably looking at right now is having a training salary, which means you're probably not getting paid by the mile or percentage or truckload or any of that. What you're getting paid is a flat daily rate for the days that you are on that truck with your trainer. All right. So that's first off, you're going to be probably paid a set rate salary per day. Um, Now, you'll want to talk to your company, and they'll probably explain in orientation how often you're going to be paid, but it'll probably be weekly. Most companies pay weekly, some biweekly. Once you're out of training and looking at other jobs and doing some other things, you may get paid per load, or you may take an advance per load, but there's a lot more to that, and we'll get to that. But advances are something that we need to discuss right away because in trucking, okay, you go to your orientation. Okay, your orientation, you're not officially hired until you finish orientation. And let me be the first one to tell you, if no one else has, that if you don't complete orientation, if you don't make it through orientation for whatever reason, they decide not to hire you, you don't get paid for any of that time there. And if you are rejected because of a drug test or because you lied on your application, um, chances are good that you're going to have to find your own way back home. So know that up front. You need to be honest with everything. You need to be able to pass a drug test. Okay, but yeah, if there's any way that they can send you home and not pay for your bus ticket home, they're gonna choose that option. Um, so just go in, be honest, and if you're honest with them and everything's going good, but just there's one thing, whatever it may be, that keeps them from being able to hire you, as long as it's not directly related to you not being honest, chances are good they're going to give you a bus ticket to go back home. Um, so there's that. But if you finish your orientation, they say, okay, you're hired. Okay. Chances are, as soon as you are hired, you are going to get a pay card. Okay. Um, the pay card is basically a credit card that they put your pay directly onto. Now, in the process of going through orientation, payroll probably came and talked to you, and you all had to fill out some forms stating how you wanted your pay. And we'll get to that in a minute. But first of all, understand that when you get done with your orientation, the money that they give you is what's called an advance. Okay, because obviously this isn't your payday. Okay, so they're giving you an advance on your payday. And if, say, you went to orientation Monday through Friday, you finished Friday, or whether it's Monday through Wednesday, whatever, whenever you finished your orientation, you got hired, they're now putting money on your card as an advance on your first pay. Okay? Your first pay probably won't be until the following Friday. So if, say, you get out of orientation on Friday the 11th, and they give you money on a card to help you make it through that first week, that money that they put on that card will be deducted from your first paycheck, which will be the following Friday. So when you get that paycheck, or you get the pay stub rather, and you see, wait, what's this money that's been deducted? That's what it is. It's them taking back that advance that they had given you at the end of the previous week when you came out of orientation. So know and understand that. Now, something else that's often discussed when talking about truck driving is per diem. I am not going to go into per diem. I am not an accountant. I am not a tax official. So I'm not going to go into that. Okay. You will want to talk to your tax professional, your tax preparer, whatever, to find out what's going to be best for you in your situation. Now, most companies, for trainees, they automatically put you on per diem for the first year. I'm not positive why, and I would be lying to tell you, oh, they do it because, well, no. And most of the other drivers out here that say, oh, well, they do it because blah, 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 blah. And you'll hear 100 different truck drivers with 100 different reasons of why the companies always start trainees off with per diem. Ostensibly, it's to steal your money from you. That's not true, but that's how a lot of truck drivers put it out there. Anyway, whether per diem is right for you will totally have to be discussed with your tax preparer. All right, enough of that, because like I said, that's not something I'm really qualified to go into. But we will talk about how you receive your pay. Obviously, most reputable companies these days don't pay with paper checks anymore, unless they're a small company. You know, there are good, reputable small companies that do still pay with a paper check. Okay, not a lot of them, but there are some. But chances are that's not what you're dealing with. What you're going to be dealing with is pay card or direct deposit. Now, if you opt to keep it all on the company pay card that they give you, there's a good chance that that pay card is also your fuel card. Okay, and it has a separation inside of it that automatically separates what you get paid versus what you're going to use for fuel. So don't think that you're going to be paying for your fuel because you're not. The company will be paying for all that fuel. Pay card, direct deposit. What you choose to go with will depend on your situation. What I've went with for years is just using the company pay card. When I've been with smaller companies who haven't had company pay cards, but have done direct deposit, I've usually got a Walmart card or something like that that's reloadable, and you can have your direct deposits put directly on there. I highly recommend for your first year you go with the company pay card, and I also recommend, and most of them will offer you a companion card or a secondary card that you can send home. I think that tends to work best for most people. That way you're not always trying to figure out how to transfer money from one account to another, blah, 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 blah. It's all right there on one account. If you have a separate account at home, you can have a certain amount put on your pay card and then have another amount put into direct deposit at your bank account at home, which can be very helpful. So there's that. When splitting up like that, they will oftentimes offer you the ability to make it a percentage basis. How much goes on your card versus how much goes to your home banking account, or even a exact amount. Usually the exact amount will be, say, like $250. $250 a week will go on your pay card, and the rest will go to your home account, which is what I think a lot of people opt for, because $250 really is optimal to have on the road. $250 will cover your week's expenses on the road. Now, if you believe that you can make it your week's expenses out on the road, you can keep it inside $50, more power to you. I haven't been able to keep it inside $50 since probably 1999, that is. Yeah, it's not cheap living out on the road. You know, you've got laundry expenses, you've got food. If you're a smoker, of course, you got smokes, you've got drinks, a million different things that you have to take care of while you're out on the road. So make sure that you have the money that you need to take care of what you need to take care of. Another thing that I want to say is try to save some backup on that card over and above the regular $250 a week. You know, if you can set aside $25, $50 a week for that time when you're broke down, but for whatever reason the company doesn't think you need a motel room, but you're just like, you know what, I just need time away from the truck, I want a motel room. Have enough money set aside on that card that you can go do that. Okay, be like, you know what, I'm not staying here at XYZ mechanic shop overnight on their lot. There's nothing around here, no place to go eat. You know, I'm going to call an Uber and I'm going to go to this motel a few miles up the road. Okay. Your company will not generally have an issue with that, but they're not going to pay you for that. They're not going to pay for the room. But have that set aside so that if such a time occurs, you have that backup to do that without having to scramble to get funds transferred or whatever in order to make that happen. All right. If you choose to have your pay split between your pay card and whatever, or you want it all put on direct deposited into another account, make sure you have that account information with you when you're at orientation. Okay, so make sure you bring that with you. All right. I think that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to say on that issue. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, drop them down below. Please like and subscribe. Watch some of my other videos, and we'll catch you next time right here. And until then, keep the shiny side up, keep the greasy side down, and we'll catch you on the flip flop.